And this is the beauty about direct sales. We are the link, the golden link between companies and customers. What's in between is us. There is nothing more powerful than a human being talking to a human being. It's called that interactive connection of two human beings. Nothing can replace that. Sorry, it can't. So AI cannot take away from direct sales. Money makes life fun. Money makes life really enjoyable. Money makes life easy. Money opens the world up, totally opens the world up. Doesn't make you happy. I think what makes you happy, in my experience, is growing as a human being and just being the best version of being a human being you possibly can.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to The Extra 5%, a podcast designed for ambitious people that are looking for that little bit extra to get them to the next level. I'm Christian Dye, and today we are back with Gilles Baudet to discuss the digital world and how it has changed the direct sales industry. In today's episode, you can expect to learn how the industry has changed, what it might mean for the future of direct sales, how it might affect opportunities, and much, much more. Gilles, welcome back.
Hi Christian.
Good to have you back.
Good to be here.
Really excited about this topic because I feel like it is impossible to get away from digital and AI nowadays. I think just to get us going, like how do you feel it's changed the industry in the last 10, 20 years in terms of how much more online we are now compared to when you started?
When I started in the industry, I remember it was ADSL.
Was that like before? Is that like dial-up?
It was dial-up. So, cut. Go back to that first question.
Cut here. All right, cool. That's fine. So, do you want me to ask the whole question again? All right, cool. No problem. Gilles, welcome back. We did that. And then we can probably just cut in. So cut here, and we can probably just go back from my response to... And we'll go with like, really excited to have you back. All right, cool. Really excited to have you back in. I'm really looking forward to this topic because I feel like it's everywhere now and inevitable to talk about, you know, social media and AI and how much of an influence it has on everything. To kind of get us going, like, talk to me about the differences that you see in the direct sales industry now compared to when you started 20 years ago or so.
Well, okay, so I started in 2001. I had a mobile phone. It was a Nokia 6210.
How big?
No, it was actually really small. It had Snake on it.
Nice.
And that was the only game. A text message, I think, was started at 55 pence and went down to 15 pence, I think.
A message?
Don't quote me. It was really expensive. Maybe that was a picture message, but that would maybe be the next phone above. I can't remember. All I do remember was you could send text messages, which were really expensive. You could make phone calls, which were really expensive. And when you're about to run out of credit, the EE lady would come and warn you in your ear, which I found hilarious. Happened to me all the time as I was running out of credit. And now you've got these iPhones, which is basically, you know, a supercomputer in your hand. So things have completely changed. I think back in 2001, we still had dial-up internet. So you could hear it dialing. Yeah, you could hear it.
You can still hear it in your ear.
Yeah, you could hear it dialing up the internet, which is what it is, dial-up. So it's completely different, very slow, very clunky. Images were almost non-existent. Videos were never heard of, and type took a long time. It sort of like loaded, I think like a quarter of a page at a time, like bang, bang, bang. So every time it reloaded the next quarter, you could have read the quarter above. And also because the internet was not what it is today, it wasn't the same amount of information, wasn't the amount of people on there. So it was a real startup. It was like the internet was a startup. Very bare, not much going on. We got most of our information from magazines, newspapers, radio, and TV is really where we got our information from. But how it's come now to having these supercomputers in your hand where everybody is on social media, and the explosion of entrepreneurship, the explosion of sports documentaries. It's a completely different world, absolutely completely different world. And I never saw it coming. When I saw the death of TV, I thought, how are they going to replace that? And now you've got Disney Plus, Apple TV, Amazon, Netflix, and the list just goes on and on and on. So I think nowadays we're so privileged to have so much information at our fingertips, whereas only 20 years ago, which only seemed like a blink ago, we had next to nothing. We were all about encyclopedias. Obviously, that couldn't teach us how to do sales or build a business. And it was all very book orientated. And that really wasn't helpful for someone like me who had ADHD, who couldn't really read a page. And every time I'd read a page, I'd forget what was at the top of it. I always thought I was a bit dumb. And now I realize that that's just how my brain operates. And I'm powerful in some areas and not so powerful in other areas. So learning was a lot more difficult because I couldn't really read. I couldn't really write. I couldn't concentrate. People used to ask me, what books are you reading? And I'd be like, I can't really. Now I'm a lot better. But back when I was 21, I couldn't really read. So the only way I learnt was by just hanging around successful people in the industries that I wanted to be successful of. Whereas nowadays, we're getting amazing sales videos from all across the world. There was one that popped up in one of my work feeds of an American door-to-door salesperson talking about prospecting and how he views it. And he just put it across in such a great way, way better than I would have. And then all of the sales guys this morning were learning that. And I just thought, wow, how times have changed. I think it makes everybody so powerful to have all this information at their fingertips. I think it's incredible.
I mean, it's interesting because you're right. Like there is so much information, but in a sense, it's a double-edged sword because in the past you only had the information that was immediately available to you from the people that you knew or from, as you said, the books or the radio things you listen to. But now there's so much information that how does one even start to sift through that and figure out what the right information is?
I would just choose a smaller amount of people to get your information from. So just have your favorites. And I don't immediately learn something and go, oh my God, I'm just going to use that. Stop and think and go, is that good information? Should I actually use that? So yeah, think about it and maybe just have a smaller number of people that you take information from.
Because I think there's, with the shift now where everything is online, everything is on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram and all of that, like obviously off the back of that, digital marketing has become such a massive industry now compared to when you first started the industry. How do you feel that impacts an industry like direct sales, which is, a bit more old-fashioned by comparison?
It's the big question. I've been thinking about this and looking into this for the last couple of years. So when I started in August 2001, we were representing like second and third year tier hospitality industries. So we were representing like the restaurant that wasn't really popular, the fast food takeaway place that never got the orders through, that just weren't really popular. The gyms that weren't really popular, we did 7-day free 7-day passes to gyms, and we would sell that pass for was not really free because they'd have to pay me £30, but then they could go to a certain gym around the corner for free for 7 days for a trial, and then they'd get pitched by somebody to join up to the gym. There's a Comedy Store in Manchester, pizza places. I know a pizza place that came from America and they came here. It was like the least popular pizza place, so we had to go out and sell buy one get one free pizzas, which is really, really fun, especially on a Friday. What are you doing tonight for dinner?
Yeah.
They're like, hey, look what I've got. Buy one get one free pizzas, but pay me £30 for the privilege. And it was like, buy one, get one free pizzas. So, you'd spend, say, £60 on pizzas, you'd get your money back, £30 that you paid me. And then hopefully the next 6 months, you keep getting that epic discount. So the clients were really second tier and third tier. And now where we've got big blue chip companies, some of the biggest companies, not only in the UK, but we work with some of the biggest companies in Europe. So it's huge. So the clients have completely gone to not just one new level, but multiple levels. We've gone from not the worst, but second and third tier, all the way to large blue chip companies. The money we used to make was, I remember in the field, if we made 40 quid, 60 quid, we were happy. Our target was 60 quid. If we made 80 quid, we were like high rolling. Now people in the field are getting paid 40, 50, 60 quid per sign up. And they're going out and doing 3, 4, 5, sometimes 8, 9 sign-ups. The amount of money has more than doubled, trebled, quadrupled. So the clients have completely changed. They've gone to a new level. The money's completely changed. It's gone to a new level. And the popularity of sales has gone to a whole new level. And the popularity of being an entrepreneur, building your own business, has gone to a whole new level. So all the different aspects of direct sales, what I've seen over the last 20 years, has all gone to different levels, and not just one or two, but completely changed. So the business has just gotten better and better and better and better and better. And now, like back 20 years ago, no one wanted to do sales. Now everyone wants to do sales. Back in 20 years ago, they wanted to work for a big company. Now loads of people want to run their own company and they want to work for themselves. It's the gig economy, isn't it? The Gen Z gig economy. So I've seen the industry go from strength to strength to strength. The money gone from strength to strength to strength. The clients gone from strength to strength to strength. The industry going from strength to strength to strength. It's becoming way more popular. There's more people going door to door than have ever gone before. There's more people running direct sales companies than ever before. I've seen a huge change. And direct sales is in a really beautiful position because as social media increases and gets bigger, as AI gets bigger, it makes direct sales value a lot stronger in the market. And I think that's what we're going to talk about today.
Right. So talk me through that a bit more, because we are obviously on our phones and on tablets and computers more than ever. You know, average screen time is, I don't know, mine's about probably 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
But, you know, I know there's a lot of people that are more than that. So the amount of money that's in digital marketing and the focus on that of grabbing attention and getting people to stop scrolling, like there's the whole industry around that. But you feel that there's more people now doing face-to-face. Talk me through that.
Sure. So the attention industry is what it's called. I guess, you know, having people glued to their phones is worth 840 billion at the moment. I think that was 2025. In 2029, it's projected to be at 1.43 trillion. So the costs of advertising online are going through the roof. So here's some stats for you. TikTok is going up 40% year on year. In some sectors, it went up 188% a year on year just to advertise on TikTok. Instagram's 60%. Facebook is 30% year on year. Nike spends 4 billion pounds a year on advertising. Coca-Cola spends 4 billion a year on advertising, and McDonald's spend 2 billion. So I've given you the costs year-on-year increases to advertise on the platforms and how much these huge companies cost. So we don't sell Nike and we don't sell McDonald's door to door, although that would be great, maybe in the future, right? So we sell utility companies and charities. So utility companies can't keep up with Nike in the spending because they're not even turning over 4 billion, let alone have 4 billion in their advertising budget. The other thing is this is helping us, but utility companies aren't that sexy. So people, when they're doom scrolling, right, are going to stop and go, oh, here's an energy company. I'm going to advertising. I might go and do my personal admin today and stop, going down this doom scrolling,
looking at dog videos
hole that I want to. That's really entertaining me. People aren't going to do their life admin while they're on social media. So our we represent utility companies and charities. they can't keep up with the spend, and they can't keep up with the attention online. So as it becomes more competitive online and more expensive, utility companies are reducing spend and can't keep up. They're being squeezed out. But they desperately need customers because they need to grow their customer base. They need to grow their customer base evenly across the United Kingdom, and they need to replace all of the churn. Utility companies, it's so expensive. It's so competitive. Everybody's fighting for these customers. So you've got this really unique situation that direct sales is in. They are utility companies, so the clients are being priced out on social media but they're also in a very competitive state. So they have to find other forms of customer acquisition, meaning gaining customers. So they use direct sales, good quality direct sales companies, because we're the most cost-effective form of marketing. We can go straight to people where people live in their homes, knock on their door, and check this out. We can go anywhere the clients want us to go. And this is the beauty about direct sales. We are the link, the golden link between companies and customers. What's in between is us. We can go and knock on a door. We get 7 seconds of uninterrupted human connection on every single door. Not every single door, majority of doors, which is incredible. Think about how much that 7 seconds is worth. So when somebody knocks on your door and you open your door, you can't flick the person away. You can slam the door, but that doesn't really happen these days or in this day and age anymore. Back when I was 20 years ago, we got the door slammed a lot. Now everybody's really lovely, really open to salespeople, really willing to listen to them. It's a really great place to be out there. And we get these customers' attention for 7 seconds and usually a lot longer, uninterrupted. We have hundreds and hundreds of sales representatives across the UK knocking on hundreds and hundreds of doors, having thousands and thousands of uninterrupted conversations. That's powerful. You know, one day, very soon, people are going to start paying us for those 7-second conversations. Think about how much money's been plowed into social media for their attention, whereas we get their attention for free because we have sales representatives that travel to people's homes, knock on the door, they open the door. People are always going to be home, forever and ever going to be home. It's really, really powerful. Direct sales is really, really overlooked, and that's what I like about it. But at the moment, utility companies are being priced out of the advertising market, desperately need customers. The value, the demand is so high, right? So they use us because we're the most cost-effective form of customer acquisition. We're targeted, we're reliable, we're consistent, there's no upfront costs for us. The other thing about it is this, is we don't charge any of our clients a big upfront marketing fee. This is what you're going to spend with us, and this is hopefully what we're going to get. We say to them, hey, don't worry about it. Do not pay us unless we give you a fully signed up customer, bank details, contract, signature, and verification telephone call. Then pay us. Not as much as the other guys. Pay us less. It's a win-win for our clients. And that's why I truly believe that direct sales is going to go, or has gone, and is going to go to a whole new level, because we are the link that can connect companies that cannot compete with Nike and Coca-Cola and McDonald's online, which most can't, and the customers. And we can connect those in a non-competitive environment. And why I love direct sales is because being the link is such a golden opportunity to build businesses, to make great money, and just to change our industry forever.
It's a really interesting point because you're right, everyone is on social media, but I I mean, I'm quite a social person by nature, but I feel that because we're going more and more online and down the TikTok hole and all that, do you feel that people are, because you mentioned people are more receptive now, do you feel that's because we're online so much more?
What I can see happening in just my little world is this. The other day I was watching TikTok and I saw this series of videos on the one video reel of dogs saving little babies.
Amazing.
From near-death experiences. And I was gripped. I'm like, oh my God, look at this. This is unbelievable. These dogs are unbelievable. Like, and I've got a little dog, a little Bichon Frise called Milo. I'm like, Milo, you couldn't do this. And I was captured by these dogs and how they save these kids. I was just like blown away to the point I was almost crying. My son walked by and saw what I was doing. He goes, Dad, that's AI generated.
Oh.
All emotion gone. I flicked the video. I don't like AI. If it's AI generated, I immediately flick. So I asked my 14-year-old son, if you see an AI video, your friends see an AI video, what do you do? And they're like, oh, we're not interested. They're like, we just want real people.
Yep.
So as AI comes into our life, doesn't it?
It's inevitable.
Infiltrates our life. I think AI is fantastic. I use it every single day. But when being sold to, I don't want to be sold to by an AI bot. I'll tell you another thing. I'm about to go to Australia and I'm booking restaurants for Australia.
Right.
Because the places we're going, apparently you've got to book months in advance.
Wow.
So I'm having these great chats, book it with these Australians. It's hilarious. Have a great day and all this. And then I got one restaurant and it was an AI bot taking the call.
Right.
And immediately I lost respect for the restaurant.
Wow.
I just don't think AI, I know for a fact humans don't have a connection, a conversational connection with an AI bot. As soon as you know it's AI, everything changes. And people ask me, do you think AI could take over direct sales? I'm like, no. How? Yes, you could have AI bots. That's a long way in the future, right? Or yes, you could bring an iPad and place it in somebody's face and have an AI bot on an iPad selling. We could do that anyway. But there is nothing more powerful than a human being talking to a human being. It's called that interactive connection of two human beings. Nothing can replace that. Sorry, it can't. So AI cannot take away from direct sales.
So sorry, just a quick AI tangent. When I was in Florida last month with my family, we stopped at a Wendy's. Just my son was hungry, needed to get him some food, and the drive-through at Wendy's was AI doing the ordering.
Right.
It was such an unusual experience.
Right.
It's funny because I quite liked that it was salesy because, it's like talking to Siri on your phone. It's like, what would you like? I was like, and I'm like, look, I was like, what is happening here? I was like, can I get a 10-piece nugget? Ordered the thing, nuggets, fries, drink. And then it was really assumptive. It was like, what else would you like? And I was like, oh, I like that. But that's a customer service angle, but I still felt weird about it. It wasn't even sales. It was, like, this is customer service. And I was like, I don't know how to feel about this. It felt quite weird and I was almost a little bit uncomfortable.
Well, people buy people.
Yeah.
People don't buy robots.
So
people's view on a human being and people's view on a robot are completely different. I was always worried about, I'm trying to think to myself, what road to push my children down in their life, because you don't want AI to take their jobs.
Yep.
But I can't see AI taking sales jobs. I just can't see it. Maybe customer service. But I can't see sales because people buy people, and people respect another human being sitting down and going, hey, this is my product. This is the pros. These are the cons. Here's your problem. I'm finding a solution for you. Let me see if I can help. And if that customer likes that salesperson, then usually you'll make a sale. Since I started in 2001. People have told me that direct sales has got a lifespan, and in the next couple of years, it's all going to finish and it's not going to work anymore. But I've seen it just grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. I've seen the money grow, the clients grow, the industry grow, the legitimacy grow, everything just grow. It's just better. I still run an office, and I absolutely adore running an office. I adore it. I just love it. I just think it's a great industry. And you see all these fantastic sales representatives learning sales and learning about themselves and learning how to stay positive and learning how to build crews and, learning about all sorts of, leadership and all sorts of fantastic topics. And it's so freeing for them because, they're not sat in an office all day. They're out and about. They're learning in the mornings. They're learning in the evenings. They're out about meeting different people. They're walking all day. They're in the weather. I just think it's so healthy. They're meeting different types of people. I genuinely just think it's one of the greatest life universities there is. When my children want to do it, I would 100% put them in an office. Maybe not at my office, but I'll find another office for them because I just think it's so good. So I'm really excited about where direct sales is going. And I think, keep growing social media and keep growing AI because you're helping us.
I just can't see a robot selling to me. And I feel like even if it did, I get what you mean because there's so many nuances in sales that are so small. And yeah, you could maybe train a futuristic AI to read, body language and, understand the customer's tone of voice and then react accordingly. But it just doesn't have that same level of connection, as you said.
So a friend of mine owns a digital media company, and they specialize in really high-tech websites.
Okay.
And everybody was like, AI is going to take over building websites because AI can code faster, et cetera, et cetera. And I said to him, I was like, do you have a plan for this? Surely you could use AI to be better. And he was like, we're going to use AI to be the best digital media company in the world. And it's just like in sales, you could use AI to become the best salesperson in the world because you could bring an AI bot with you. So you've got the human connection and that rapport building and that empathy. And then when it goes to sales presentation, you can both watch the AI bot, So an AI helps us in sales because it teaches us sales, it teaches us lots of skills, it correlates all our information. We've got CRM systems, you know what we do. It's fantastic. I think AI is going to take us all to a new level. But also, no, I don't think that, and I cannot see that a sales robot force is going to take over our sales force. It just can't happen. People won't buy that. I genuinely don't believe that's going to happen. I can't see it happening.
So where do you see the industry then in 10, 20 years' time?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Half of me says I don't know, and I'm really excited about where it is going. I'm really excited about where it's going because when I started in 26 now, in 2001, 25 years ago when I started, as I said, it was
a quarter of a century, Gilles.
Quarter of a century. It's a long time ago, huh? It's been a really fantastic journey that last 25 years. I've loved I don't think I've loved every minute of it, but I've loved almost every minute of it. It has been some really tough times. I truly believe that the clients we get are going to be bigger. I think we're going to get paid more money. I think sales is going to continue to grow its popularity. I think having sales businesses across the world is going to be the norm. I think people are going to start, more and more larger companies across the world are going to start using us. I think we're going to get paid for that 7 seconds within 20 years, that 7 seconds of uninterrupted attention with people. We're going to do multi-clients at the doors. It's definitely going to be a lot more fun. It's definitely going to have a lot more money. It's definitely going to have a lot more opportunity. I just think that as it becomes more expensive, who can compete with these huge companies, these worldwide companies? You can't. And the advertising companies are going to gear the algorithms and the advertising around where the big money is. And you're going to have so many smaller companies. And I don't mean smaller companies. I mean like, turning over, 400, 500 million. These are the companies that can't compete online and they're going to use us. So I think we're going to one day turn up and have like a menu, like a smorgasbord of clients for customers. And we could maybe do like 8 or 9 signups in a house. And we're going to have AI to help us do that.
Well, it's interesting as well because obviously you've got the angle of advertising and you can't compete on the digital space, but it's also now how many comparison websites there are, which is something we never had 25 years ago. I can think of probably 6 off the top of my head where you can go and you can instantly probably have AI compare all the different deals. So there's so many ways now for these kind of small big companies, right? That they're priced out of the online advertising angle, but also they have so many other ways that other companies are starting to take their customers and replace their customers. So do you ever see us having AI with us at the door?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the switching sites are good. I don't think too many people use them. I think some people do, some people don't. Not as many as you'd think. Mm-hmm. But the clients don't like the people that come from switching sites. The clients don't really like the switching sites because the types of customers that come from the switching sites are not going to be incredibly loyal. So they're going to find another deal in another couple of months and switch again. And by the time the utility company or the charity have paid that switching site, it's going to be a very small return on investment because that customer usually doesn't last long. So the reason they like customers from door-to-door sales is because you've built that human connection. It's not about a switching site. It's about building a package for somebody that's going to suit their household moving forward indefinitely. So, customers stay with us for not just 3 or 6 months, but like 3 or 6 years. It's a long-term thing, not a short-term thing. And clients have openly come out and said that to us. I think the other thing is, as time goes on, companies are now realizing how important it is to have their own sales force. So the utility companies don't have their like an in-house sales force. They'll outsource it to us, and they'll come to us, and they have their own dedicated sales force that can go out in the United Kingdom or in any country every single day and not only get them customers, but spread the word as well. So they get word of mouth to thousands and thousands of people every single day, and they get hundreds and hundreds of customers every single day. We can go where they want, when they want. We're representing their brand. We can say what they want us to say. We can give the customers what they want us to give. One customer last year we were giving out toys for the children and all the youngsters in the households. We can really make an impact on communities. It's incredible what we can do. And what I'm noticing is a lot of utility companies understanding the value in that and signing up and saying, hey, give us a couple of teams in these cities and can we grow and, how big can we get? Because this is really valuable for us. So again, exciting times.
Okay, great. So you obviously mentioned that you're back running an office again, which you really seem to enjoy. Like you still approach direct sales with just this passion, like that after 25 years doing not the same thing, but in the same industry and the same type of business, like you're still so passionate about it. How do you stop yourself getting burnt out?
I love it. I truly love it. And I stop myself getting burnt out because I have a lot of free time. I do a lot of extracurricular activities.
Got here.
I do a lot of extracurricular activities. I do a lot of exercise. I sleep well, I eat well. I just have a really good life. I'm really lucky because I can create my life in direct sales. So I can choose how to run my office and my organization of sales. And I can, within reason, I can fit it around my life. So the reason I don't burn out is because I have a really good balance of life. Obviously, I work a lot. I also really enjoy the industry. I'm really grateful for it. I see all the positives, not all the negatives. I enjoy working with all the Gen Zs that I've got. We have a big office at the moment and it's growing rapidly, but it's really big and it's just so colorful and it's just crazy. I think the other reason and the most important reason why I went back to run an office, the real reason why I went back to run an office is because I got bored doing nothing. You can't turn off what you didn't turn on. And I just had to do something. My wife was like, you have to get out. Yeah, you have to get out of the house. So I went back to run an office and I started to really grow in my leadership skill set and dealing with people. And I thought to myself, like a football manager, I'm like, I wonder how good I can get. Let's see if I can set records. Let's see if I can become one of the best in the world. I'm 45. I started running an office again when I was 43. So it's been roughly around about 18 months, 2 years now. We promoted a ton of people out already. We've got another ton of people about to go out. My office has done the best I think I've ever done before. We're creating some unbelievable people that I'm working with and that are opening up offices around the United Kingdom. Because of my skill set and attitude of where I am as a 45-year-old compared to 10 years ago, 20 years ago, the people that I'm training up are just so much better, so much more well-rounded, and I'm really, really enjoying it. I can see the future of direct sales just getting better and better and better. I'm really excited about it. And I think it really boils down to that continual growth. I have to grow as a human being, spiritually, mentally, physically. I need to, make sure that, I just continue to grow as a human being.
So you've obviously been in the industry for quite a long time. Yeah. So in your experience, what are some traits, some habits that you've seen work either for yourself or for other people over the years that tend to lead to success in direct sales?
I think there's different areas. So number one is I have a lot of coaches and a lot of people that are really successful around me. So I try and always be the dumbest in the room. So I'm a part of a business group as well in Glasgow, nice. In Scotland. And I really enjoy that because I think I'm one of the dumbest in the room. So I learn loads. At work, I hang around lots of successful people around me, like the best of the best. I'm definitely not the best at work anymore. Haven't been for many, many years. There's so many brighter and smarter people in different areas than me. And it goes back to that growth word. I constantly want to grow. So I'm always listening to podcasts. I do read books from time to time. I probably won't finish them all, but I do like to read books. Podcasts are huge. When I exercise, if I ever exercise indoors, I'm always watching YouTube and, watching podcasts and trying to educate myself. I follow certain people online like Instagram and TikTok that educate me. Just constantly trying to get better as a human being, constantly trying to get better as a leader, constantly trying to manage people better. And seeing the fruits of my labor liberates my personal limitations and enables me to believe I can achieve more. I thought I would have been, the dreams of Gilles at 21 are definitely different to the dreams of Gilles at 45. Could I stop running an office tomorrow? Absolutely. The money I make from the sales company, I actually don't touch, so we just all reinvest it. The life it brings me, the experiences it brings me, the skill sets it brings me, I'm so grateful for. And I just want it more. When you're young, or when I was young, I was just like, I just got to get off the field. I've just got to build an org. I've just got to, stop running an office. I always wanted the next thing. Yep. And I was never present. I was never content with what I had. Now I'm happy to go back and just be content running an office and being really good at it and growing and getting better and promoting loads of people. And I'm not trying to chase the next thing. I'm like, let's just sit here and get brilliant at what I do. I think I'm starting to get really good. And it's taken me till I'm 45. And I never thought at 21 I'd be saying this. But I think I'm really starting to get good. And I think, if I can do this now at 45 and be so happy within because I've set my life up, that means that when I'm 55, how am I going to do that? Like, where am I going to be? This could be, sorry, cut.
Cut here. Well, I thought you were on a roll there. What do you want to cut?
Yeah, I know. How am I going to do it at 55?
Okay.
So ready?
Yeah, hang on. So where do you want? Where do you want to cut from? What did you not like?
How am I going to be? How am I going to do it at 55?
Okay. Okay, cool. I don't have a problem with it.
So just go. Ready? So now I think to myself, I could do this at 55, no problem. I worked out I need a lot of sleep. So I worked out that I just need to get home early and sleep lots. I worked out that I need to eat well. So I'm very privileged. I can have a private chef and make me food every single day. So I eat whole foods every single day, cooked every day. I'm able to pick my children up from school every day. I'm able to do the homework with my kids every day, if they let me, because they're usually better than me. I can have dinner, at home every night. I can go home. I exercise every day. I see my family every day if I'm not traveling. I don't really travel that much anymore. If people want to retrain, I bring them up to me as well, so I can still see my family every single day and have my home comfort. So I've never had so much energy running a direct sales company now than I ever have before. I feel really good because I'm really dialed in. And I think at 55, I could be way better again. And that's all I really want to do. I think the days of dreaming of, being retired, what would you do? I don't know what I'd do.
Sit and just pace.
Just sit and pace, yeah. Become an alcoholic. That'd be good for me. So, I did an Ironman last year. I'm about to fly to Dubai and do a half marathon. I'm going to fly back and do another marathon here. Then I've got a UCI gravel race, which is 110K gravel race coming up in May. I'll do some more Ironman. If my wife lets me, train that much. I want to do some more marathons. I want to do some more ultra marathons. I want to see my kids every day. My daughter's a really keen runner, so we go running most evenings as well. I can't keep up with her sometimes, so I bought her a treadmill. I just can't keep up with her. I'm like, you do that. So yeah, I have a great balance, and I want to teach these Gen Z kids that I'm working with how to have a great balance too. Direct sales used to be, you just work and work and work and work and work and work and work. And I think the attrition rate of direct sales CEOs and owners was quite short because it was just unsustainable. Only the best of the best of the best of the best that really got through. And I don't think that's right. I think, anyone should better run a direct sales company of 5 people or 50 people. So there's a whole new era coming out in direct sales, whole new era. Money's more, the clients are more, the sustainability of running an office is more. You're able to fit your life around running your business. Direct sales changes with you. When I was 21, I ran an office for a 21-year-old. When I was 30, started to have kids, I ran an office that was based around that. Now I'm running an office around a 45-year-old. It's really brilliant, It's a brilliant industry to be in. And I'm just excited where it's going to be in the next 5-10 years. In 5 years, I'll be 50. I 100% will be running an office at 50. I'll 100% run an office at 50. Just want to keep churning great people out and teaching them how to become successful in direct sales. And as I keep venturing into direct sales, I'm finding better ways to run direct sales offices, and I can share that knowledge, and that motivates me.
I mean, it's such a positive life-changing industry listening to you talk about it, you know, and you mentioned there that it, despite that, it can still have or has quite a high attrition rate of people who have kind of made it as far as the journey is concerned. They've been through the field, they've started their own company. Like, why do you feel that is? So that people can, you know, put in all that work, get the thing that they've been working towards, start on their own, and then still end up falling away. Why do you feel that happens?
This is a really important topic to talk about. It's a lack of growth.
Okay.
That's it. People get to a certain level and stop growing.
Because, sorry, but do you think it's because they're just like, great, I've made it?
Yeah, subconsciously, I've made it. I don't think they'd admit that to themselves, but they become lazy. Their goals aren't big enough. They don't have gratitude for what they've got. Like, I have a lot of gratitude for direct sales. I think it's incredible. Like, people say, you know, it's not perfect. What industry is perfect? Nothing's perfect. I think it's a beautiful industry, and I keep falling deeper and deeper in love with it because I keep exploring different ways of doing it. I think people just don't grow. People get to, you know, level 4 or assistant owner or director or whatever you want to call it or whatever industry, and they think, oh, I built one team, now I know everything, I'm going to go make $5,000 a week. No, you're not. You have to grow to the next level. CEO gets there. Oh, I've made it. I'm a CEO. What are you? You're a CEO of what? What are you a CEO of? Yeah, you got to keep growing. You know, I got to national level. I got to all sorts of levels. You know, the businesses and the call centers and everything's turning over 30 million. I think that's nowhere near enough. Like, let's keep. Why can't we get to 100? Why can't we get to 250? People, but I know I need to keep growing. You need to keep growing in your relationships, in your marriage, your relationship with your children, your relationship with your friends and work. You need to keep growing. And it's that constant. Like, I see psychologists, everything, not because I've got anything broken, because I want to learn how to get to another level. I want to see, you know, I'm here. This is where I want to get to. What do I need to learn? Every time you learn and grow, things become easier. You know, I wish I could go back. I wish I could, but also, you know, it's unrealistic to go back to the Gilles at 21 and go, well, it was 23, because that's when I was running an office, and go, I got a lot to tell you. Sit down, dude.
Shake him a little bit.
Sit down. We got shit to talk about.
Hindsight, of course, is always 2020. It's funny you say that, though, because I'm no longer, you know, on the field side of direct sales, but I still find that if there's times where I'm maybe feeling a little bit down or something, I'll kind of like do a bit of reflection, and it's almost always, oh, I'm not doing this thing that I used to do that makes me feel good. Yeah. And it's the same sort of thing you're talking about, where oftentimes it's, you kind of just get out of the habit of doing the things that made you successful or made you feel good to begin with.
I think a big thing that stops people is letting other people's opinions get in their head and start to eat away at their belief and their dreams. I was very selective of who I listened to. I was do I want to be like you? Do I want your life? And 99 times out of 100, I was like, no. So I'm not listening to you. I was really, really strict with that, really strict. But if you were somebody that I would have liked to be like, I don't want to be them, but I want to be like them, then yeah, I'll listen to you. Do you have what I want in 5, 10, 20 years? You know, I don't care how loud your opinions are. Are you the person that I emulate to be? No? Okay, great. My earplugs go in and I walk away politely. Very careful who you listen to. You got to be very careful, because everyone's got an opinion. And everyone's got other things too, do you know? If you know what I mean. So be very careful who you listen to. Even mum, dad, family or friends. Mum and dad, family and friends all care about you, and that's great. But I looked at, you know, people and that were telling me what to do, and I said, well, I definitely don't want to end up like you. So maybe you can teach me right and wrongs and how to be a good human being in my personal life, but you can't teach me how to do my career. So I listened to people that were very successful in their careers, and I listened to them. I looked at people in direct sales and thought, you look like you're having a great time. You look like you're making a ton of money.
I need some of that.
But what happens is, what I was really good at was networking and learning. I didn't have time to mess about. I didn't have time to figure it out myself. I was not interested in, I'm going to figure this out myself. No.
I'm so happy that you've brought networking up, because it's a term that gets used constantly. And I mean, certainly in our industry, I'm assuming in others, but certainly in sales, everything's all about networking. You need to do network, you need to network. But what does that actually mean to you?
It means picking up the phone and ringing somebody and having a chat about your industry, about asking them, premeditated questions, or having a chat about what's working for them. Just chatting to people that are more successful than you in your industry, or in sales in general, or in business in general. Just somebody that you can learn from, that you can leapfrog in and progress forward in your career. Learning is the key, because you can't figure it out by yourself. Why would you try and reinvent the wheel? It's not going to happen. I see a lot of people not networking, and they go, "Oh, I know I should network," and I'm just like, "What's up with you, man?" You like, when I was on the field, or when I was selling, or when I'm managing people, or even now, I'm like, I don't have time to be at this level. I got to get to the next level quick. And the quicker I learn it, the quicker I unlock to the next level, and I get more success and more happiness, and things become easier, and I go to a new level of business or whatever or being a human being, or in a relationship, whatever I'm trying to learn. Always trying to learn everything.
You mentioned that you feel one of the reasons people fall away from it is a lack of growth, which kind of obviously ties in a lot with networking. Why do you feel that people don't? Because it seems so crucial, and it seems so obvious, but yet so many people don't do it. I'm certainly guilty of not doing as much as I should have when I was in the field. Why do you feel that is?
Because life happens. And life changes. Business happens, and it's uncontrollable. It goes up and down, so business changes. When life changes and business changes, then you need to learn how to not only cope with that, what's change, but also get a result from it. So somebody running a direct sales company may have a different personal life, or may go through a tough time in the industry, and may not be doing as well. And they're like, "Oh, I know what I did a year ago. I just need to do that." Well, that's outdated because that's not now. Everybody thinks I did it before, so I
do what I used to do.
I'm going to go back to what I was, and going back is the worst thing in the world. You've got to constantly go forward, because life changes. So as life changes and business changes, you need to update your skill set and your attitude. So I'm a big one for constantly learning and growing. I don't look back at the best years of my life in direct sales and go, I've got to go back there. I'm like, I've got to get forward to a new level of where I'm at, because life changes. So, I've gone from being single in this industry, to having a girlfriend, to marrying her, to having little babies, that didn't sleep, to like you've got now, to having little kids, to now having teenagers. It's a complete change, and you have to run your business according. I'm not 21 anymore. I don't have the energy of the people in my office. People in my office are just bouncing off the walls, Whereas at night, I'm like,
sleep for 4 hours.
I gotta go to bed, I need loads of sleep. I think last night I had like 9.5 hours of sleep. I woke up, I felt good. So things change. So you need to constantly update your skill set and your attitude and your mindset. You've got to grow.
Cut here. That was great. I was kind of taking that in and thinking about how I wanted to change. We're doing fine on time. Because you said you've got to grow, networking. Is there anything else you want to touch on with networking? Anything else you want to try and lead you into?
I would say, we've spoken about where the industry is going. They need to grow. you're really enjoying direct sales and where it's going. You know, if you could go back to Gilles at 21, what would you say?
Okay, cool. So I've got a hypothetical here for you, because obviously we can't, but we did mention that if you could go back to Gilles at 21 or 23 when you first started in your office, what would you say to him?
Yeah.
What would you say?
What would I say to Gilles at 21 now? I think I'd have to really think about it, but off the top of my head, I'd probably give him a big hug.
Oh.
And go, everything's going to be okay. Don't worry. I would definitely teach Gilles how to sleep better. I'd definitely teach Gilles how to take care of himself better, how to cherish relationships better, how to just live a day-to-day life, how to appreciate the moment, how to appreciate people around him. Just really about the appreciation and being present is something I would really, really, start with. I would love to sit down, and coach Gilles for like a 12-month period at 21. That would be exceptional. I'd love to, I'd really like to be there every morning and every night and go, okay, mate, where's your plan? What you're doing? What's your plan for the field? What are we going to do today? How are you going to do it? And at the end of the night, what happened today? How did you go? If you had today again, what would have you done differently? What are we going to do tomorrow? Let's do the plan. Who are you going to learn from? I would have really liked to have sort of been there for him, helping him make the right decisions and helping him, going down the right paths all the time. But, I had a great time. So, but I think, going back to that question, hug, everything's going to be okay, and just teach him more about how to be consistent and how to sleep well and how to look after himself and how to study. And, I was pretty studious and, I networked really, well, and I had a really successful time. I made, my first year of directorship, this is 20 years ago, I made like £121,000, as a 23-year-old kid. I was doing
20 years ago, yeah.
I was hooked pretty quickly. But yeah, how to be more present.
That's such a big thing now, presence, and I'm really cautious and really like hyper focused now on trying to be present. I've got my boy's going to be 3 in March, and it's such an important thing, but I feel like it's also really difficult to get the right balance, because sales is an industry that's all about excitement and an extent money. Like there's obviously people that are money motivated. They'll see people online driving the Lamborghini or the Ferrari and they go, oh my God, I need to get some of that. So how do you find that balance of motivating people and getting excited about growth, but not getting caught up in just constantly chasing the next thing? How did you find that kind of comfort with being present, but also still pushing yourself forward?
I think you've always got to chase the next thing, because that's sales. Chasing the next sale, chasing the next, figure, chasing the next money, chasing the next thing to buy, chasing the next sort of, offers to put out. There's always something, the next holiday. I think what's important is, and how one thing I could give to everybody in direct sales is being more present, which I'll get to in a second, and cherishing relationships and looking at people as a human being and sitting down and spending more time with people is what needs to be. So now, I don't run around as much, anywhere near as much as I did when I ran an office in my 30s or 20s. I literally just do one-to-ones all the time and just go, hey, how you doing? How can I help? It's so much easier. So much easier to do and so much easier to teach. People are so capable. This is another thing why I love direct sales. People are so capable. You've just got to spend time with the right ones and just spend time with them. And don't rush conversations. Don't sort of like, have the conversation. Don't ignore the conversation. Don't rush the conversation. Spend time with people, and it's really valuable. You'll get some amazing connections. Being present, I meditate every single day for 20 to 30 minutes every day without fail. Even if I'm on a flight and I wake up, on a flight, I'll meditate. Anywhere I go, I meditate every single morning, and I just love it. Just sit there in peace. Been meditating for years and years and years and years and years, and it just really helps me focus. I think that's really helped me focus and being present, just being able to meditate, because it teaches you to be present.
Because I'm curious about the materialistic side of it, not in a negative sense, but because sales is such a forwards motivated, and then it's, as you said, it's about pushing for the watch or the car, or these are such common things that get spoken about in sales. But are you familiar with the concept of the hedonistic treadmill? Mm-hmm. So basically, it's the idea that you just get stuck in this loop of, I'm not happy because I don't have the Ferrari, and then you get the Ferrari and you're still not happy, and then you go, it's because I don't have a big enough house, and then you go and you get the house and you're still not happy. And so you get caught in this constant cycle of, I'm just so focused on the next thing that I never actually take time to appreciate what I've got.
I agree and I disagree. I look at it differently.
Okay.
I don't chase anything to be happy with. I don't have a Ferrari because I want people to look at me in my Ferrari. Like, I don't like that at all. Happiness comes from within, the human being you are. So work on yourself and you will be happy. A Rolex won't bring you happiness. It'll bring you like a little bit of joy for the day, and you might wear it out and feel like, I've got a Rolex, that feels good. There's nothing wrong with that.
Of course.
It's not going to make you happy. Money makes life fun. Money makes life really enjoyable. Money makes life easy. Money opens the world up. Totally opens the world up. Doesn't make you happy. I think what makes you happy, in my experience, is growing as a human being and just being the best version of being a human being you possibly can. I think is way more powerful than buying anything. Like, I bought a Ferrari. I've had many supercars. I love the feeling of going fast in a car. Like, there's nothing better. I just think it's sensational. That's why I bought a Ferrari. I didn't buy it for I don't want anyone to see me in it. Haven't brought it into work for months. I just love when I got the opportunity to drive it. It's just the sort of gargling engine just roaring around is pretty awesome. Happiness comes from within. So what happens? So what am I saying? We chase the wrong things.
Yeah.
A bigger house will not make you happy because it'll cost you more money. It's harder to clean. It's more expensive to run. And when tradesmen come to your house, they'll add on a zero. So buying a bigger house will definitely...
That sounded like it was coming from experience.
Yeah. It will not make you happy. It'll really question your decision making. What makes you happy is growing as a human being and how you are as a human, and realizing that you are not perfect, and that's okay. Doesn't matter what you did back that way. Let's move forward. And that's where happiness comes from, just being content with who you are and the human being you are in this universe and the good that you do. And I just try and find good to do. I just try and add value to everybody's life that I possibly can. Wherever I go, I just try and add value. Even if I'm going to gain, I make sure other people gain as well, and we gain as a collective, as a team. It's very, very important that everybody wins with you, and then it becomes really, really easy. And then you do with what you want with your money, whether it be a Rolex, investments, spending it, holidays. I'm a big holidayer. I love traveling the world with my kids and my wife. I just love traveling the world as many times as I possibly can. I think last year I went on about 14 holidays.
All of them to the sun.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Because we're both from the sun.
Yeah, we need
and
to
we
go,
live in Scotland.
Yeah,
now.
we need to go to the sun. So yeah, I love holidays. I love adventures. So I live my life out of 5 currencies: health, wealth, happiness, experience, and connections. That's really what I sort of go by. So as long as it's to do with being healthy, being wealthy, being happy, being connected, and experiencing really cool stuff, that you can't bring your money to grave, but you can bring your memories, I'm sure, into the next life. So that's what I think. I think people, back to your original question, they chase the wrong thing. Mm-hmm. And just on that, we'll have lots of direct sales people listening to this, I'm sure. It's okay to chase the Rolex. Fine.
Of course.
Great. It's okay to chase the Ferrari. It's okay to chase the promotion. It's okay to chase the money. There's nothing wrong with buying materialistic things. Mm-hmm. These people say, don't go and do this and don't go and buy that. If you want to buy it, buy it. Be happy, buy it. It's not going to make you happy for the rest of your life, but it's going to bring some short-term joy, then that's fine. But if you focus on being a better human being, so I have a saying, be a good human being, be a brilliant entrepreneur. Then all that, not only will you become happier, but all the materialistic stuff, if you want it, will come as well. And I think, there's nothing wrong with buying great stuff. Why not? You can't bring your money with you.
Of course. If you've earned the money and it's your money, spend it on what you want.
Do what you want.
Of course.
And sometimes you've got to learn that sometimes a Rolex isn't going to make you long-term happy. So go buy one, right? And then you can learn from that experience.
Oh, okay. It wasn't that.
Oh, okay. If I can tell the time. My Garmin brings me happiness because I get to see my heart rate. I get to train out with it. I get to do my fitness with it.
All your Rolexes are just in the drawer now being like,
I got one on today, but apart from that, because I thought I'd get dressed up for the podcast. I thought I'd be dressy. It was actually out because I went out on the weekend, so it was out. So I kept wearing it. But anyway, you've got to experience life. So go and experience it. Go and work hard. Go and make loads of money and go and experience it and do good stuff.
I really love that take of, you can chase the next thing, but the focus is on being a good human being. And that's obviously something that you've kind of developed and curated over time. And, obviously you've been exposed to loads of really positive people, having worked in sales for 25 years. So it's relatively easy, I think, from someone in your position now of you're fully surrounded by all these people on the same journey as you. So if I'm somebody that's new in the sales industry and maybe I don't come from a great background, maybe I, come from people that maybe don't all do the right thing, who you spend your time with is so crucial. How would I, as someone who's new, go about trying to surround myself with that strong network of people?
It's so important to learn from successful people. You've got to find good people to hang around with. So you might have to visit a few sales companies and dip your toe in for a couple of weeks in different sales companies until you find somebody you go, actually, that salesperson is a really good human being, and I want to learn from that person. Like in sales is like everything. You've got good hairdressers, bad hairdressers, good restaurants, bad restaurants, good sales companies, bad sales companies. It's like any industry. But just because you have a bad experience in one sales company doesn't mean you write off sales. That's 100%. I started off with a guy, I won't mention his name on the podcast, not that he's probably going to listen to this podcast, but I started off in the most awful direct sales company ever.
Really?
Awful. Awful. It was so bad. So bad. I can't even tell you the stories.
Oh man, I kind of want to know though. Can you give me a hint? Give me like a snippet.
It was just wild.
Just like really, it's just like unprofessional.
Yeah,
obviously.
Everything. Everything. It was so bad. And then I went into, I found a guy called Michael who, 6 months later, I moved to his office and my whole life changed because he was an incredible human being, an incredible operator, an incredible entrepreneur, brilliant. It still is. I still talk to him. Whole life changed. I'm like, you are who I want to follow and you are who I want to emulate. You know, he had the Rolex, the Boss suits, the Ferrari, the life. He was just so cool. I was just like, and such a great guy. And that gave me huge inspiration to dedicate my life to sales. Whereas before, the previous 6 months when I was in different sales company, I was like half in, half out. This is just not for me, but I'm making money, so I'm going to continue until I find something. And thankfully, I found Michael. So it's really important to make sure you find the right person, because who you find and who you learn off is normally how your career turns out. It's very, very important for people to find the right person to learn off.
So it's just about, just I guess try and bottle that up. If you're trying to find the right people to hang around with, if you feel like the people around you aren't serving you,
move sales company.
Move to a different. So
move sales company.
Just expand your network. You know, dip your toe in places and just try and find your people, your tribe. Okay, great. So what do you want to end on? Obviously, we've spoke about a lot in, I feel like, quite a short space of time. We've talked about the industry, where we're going. I feel like, from the sounds of it, is a really, really bright and exciting future in direct sales. What do you? Any last thoughts?
You know, I think for anyone in direct sales, if you're not in direct sales, get in direct sales. Give it a go. If you are in direct sales, be really grateful for what you've got. Really understand the industry for what you've got. Don't listen to the negatives. You know, go all, and you've got to learn this craft. You've really got to give it everything you've got and learn this craft. The way I look at it is, direct sales is like planting a flower bed. The more attention and love you give the flower bed, the prettier the flowers are going to be. So if you have that philosophy in your sales career, the more you put in, and the better the more you're going to get out from it. So I think it's really important that, you know, when I was in my 20s, I gave this everything, 7 days a week, month in, month out, month in, month out. And I'm reaping the rewards, and anyone can do it. I truly believe there is so much room in the industry, so much growth in the industry. I think it's, you know, this industry has just gone from strength to strength to strength. And in the next 25 years, I do believe we're going to be paid for that 7 seconds. I believe the clients are going to be bigger than ever. The money, you know, God, we might be making, you know, £200-300 per sign up in the next, you know, 25 years. Who knows where we're going to be? You've just got to become as best as you possibly can, learn from the best people, give it everything you've got. Don't listen to the negatives, have loads of fun, and just enjoy the journey.
I love it. It certainly sounds like an exciting time, and I really appreciate you taking the time to come and break some of that down with me.
Pleasure.
So thank you very much again. In the meantime, I'm Christian Dye. Thanks for watching. This has been The Extra 5%. We'll see you next time.